Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher. And today I want to share with you a concept that is commonly experienced in narcissistic abuse relationships, where an individual is engaged in a close relationship with someone who has a narcissistic personality disorder. And when I share with you this information, I want you to think, I'm not specifically just talking about interpersonal relationships. A narcissistic abuse dynamic can occur in any sort of energetic exchange, whether it be a person with an other dimensional spirit, or a person with an AI, or a person with an entire cultural dynamic. And so this particular concept I'm going to talk about today is commonly referred to as walking on eggshells. And that is when the person who is in the relationship with a narcissist, they learn that if they say something that the narcissist doesn't like, or if they do something that the narcissist doesn't like, and these words and their actions are neutral, or can even be in a sense where they're actually positive words and actions, but the narcissist simply decides that they don't like them, they don't like what they're doing and saying, the narcissist finds a way to punish this person, the other person they're in the relationship with, they're in with. The worst case scenario, we could have physical abuse, but very common, we have verbal and emotional abuse, where the narcissist finds a way to just keep abusing and manipulating and torturing this person psychologically until they eventually just shut down and start to second guess anything they say, anything they do, and are always tiptoeing around with low self-esteem, low confidence, not sure exactly what's going to set off this narcissist. When is the next storm going to show up? When is the next tantrum going to show up where they're berated and punished and emotionally abused, when they're embarrassed? And again, this dynamic is very common in relationships where you have a malignant or just an abusive narcissist. So where else do we see this? What are some cultural dynamics where this walking on eggshells, this is encouraged? Well, what about cancel culture? What about the just rampant censorship that is going on these days on big tech platforms, where if you don't like the narrative that they want you to believe and don't want you to propagate, you get silenced, you get shut down, you get a strike, you get demonetized, you get your channel taken down. Isn't that similar to walking on eggshells? Isn't that similar to a form of narcissistic abuse? What about in social situations where you have certain mandates that are not backed by any kind of science, that are not proven to be effective, but yet a huge number of people have accepted these narratives and these procedures as the truth, even though they haven't investigated what other credible sources who have an opposing view say. And so what do? They shame you. They bully you if you choose not to comply. They ostracize you and attempt to make you feel like you're a bad person unless you do what they want you to do. And eventually this conditions you to either be really defiant or just to try to be invisible. Like there's not It's very hard to be neutral when you're around people when they take on such an extreme attitude. So, again, what I'm finding is this abusive, energetic form of transaction is something that many people are dealing with in this day and age. And obviously, we want to find relationships, we want to find communities and platforms where we feel we can speak our truth. You know, when we simply want to show up as who we are, who we were meant to be, who we are called to be in this world, our purpose. We want to connect with people who respect that, who honor that, and even celebrate that. So there's situations where we don't have a better choice. We have to deal with those who are going to shame us and attempt to silence us or abuse us. So we tolerate that while we have to, but as we're true to our hearts and our calling, other opportunities are going to show up. And we just have to have the wisdom to recognize that and to go there and to make relationships with those people who are honoring us and treating us with the love and respect that we deserve. And then at some point, we got to gray rock the narcissist. We got to just say, adios, see ya, don't want to be ya, and just move on and never look back. So for you light workers, you truth seekers, those of you who have the courage to look within, to question without, and to be true to what Great Spirit is calling you to do, calling you to be, I salute you, and I will see you on the other side. Class dismissed.